Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 73 of the Own the Moment podcast. My name is TJ Lasig. I'm one of the co-founders here at OTM, and we are going back to our roots tonight, talking some Top Shot. We had the birthday bash this weekend. We've got Run It Back coming later this month. We've got Dapper Labs plus NFL partnership in the works. Justin, we've got a lot to dive into tonight.
Gosh, I'm excited. We've got preseason basketball starting up. We've got there's an NFL game on right now in a dome that is in a weather delay. We've got NFL Dapper talks. I've got a pack to rip for my Wnba for the rare. Tonight's gonna be fun. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I just saw this lightning thing. That's quite interesting. I didn't even realize it was a dome game too. How about that? But hey, no lightning delays here at Own the Moment. We've got a ton to cover. We are going to walk through everything you guys need to know about the Dapper Labs and NFL partnership. Super exciting stuff. Definitely want to spend a ton of time diving in deep there. We've got the Run It Back announced. Pack's going to be dropping later this month for the NBA, coming from the 05-06 season. So a ton of awesome players that we expect to see introduced to Top Shot as a part of that pack. And then, man, we had the birthday celebration. How many packs are we giving away? 40, 50?
50 packs. So we did
Love
40
that.
through the Twitter, where we got some people to kind of, write in about why your friend, why your family, why you're someone that means something to you deserves a pack. And I think we got 600, almost 700 responses there. We then gave another 10 away in the OTM Discord. So we'll announce those winners tonight.
Great stuff. And then we're going to bring producer Coop on, run through those giveaways. And then we got a little get-together, OTM get-together coming up in New York in just 1 month's time. So we'll dive into that a bit as well. It's going to be fun. All right. I think the headliner is Dapper and NFL. This was something that we had speculated on for weeks, months. Everybody was hoping for it, and we got the official announcement last week. It happened kind of just before the Wednesday show. We said that we're going to save all of the goodness for tonight. We saw the talk about it on Thursday Night Football. I'm super excited about this, Justin. What's your first instinct here, and how are you thinking about this off the bat?
Yeah, and so to give a little kind of context about our back and forth that you and I have been talking about this, because you gave a little teaser I think on the Wednesday, is when we started getting a couple weeks before the NFL season starting and we still hadn't heard anything from Dapper, I would say, we went from, oh yeah, this is definitely going to happen. Like we expect this, like Roham's not tweeting that football. You have the NFL move where they came out and advised teams not to do any NFTs. Like all signs pointed to this relationship and this partnership happening. But then when we didn't get at the beginning of the NFL season, I think that's when we even stepped back and we're like, I wonder if something happened. Maybe it's just not going to work out for whatever reason. But then we got that news, and obviously there was a little journalist leak the day before that they obviously had the huge plans, because so much was released that next day that no question that was their initial plans to release it. And then obviously with the Sunday Night Football the next day, you had the was it Sunday night? Was it Thursday night? Might have been the Thursday
night game.
Yeah, the Thursday night where they had this segment right after that was obviously planned. Then Good Morning America the next day. They don't even have a product yet, and we've already had a 2-minute live segment on a nationally primetime game, and then the Good Morning America. There is no question that they are, the NFL and Dapper Labs, going to go extremely hard into this and make this just a major splash investment, everything there. From an actual NFT moments situation, I don't know. I'm beyond excited, and I am very intrigued on what these are going to look like, because we have heard hints over hints that these will be a bit different than Top Shot, that it's not going to be the same model, the same, just maybe simple highlight, whatever it is. I think there will be a little something different. No idea what that is, but excited to see.
Yeah, I think we're still waiting on a lot of the details, but one of the details that was shared is that at least for the closed beta this season is what they're targeting, and then they're targeting the open beta for this season. So definitely expecting things to move at a rapid pace over the next couple of weeks in terms of the closed beta. Obviously, some talk about my fellow Nine Lives Lounge member. So shout out there. We may be getting some special access here, Justin. I think we saw the Cool Cats prices, specifically on the LaMelo and the Luka, going crazy there. I know that you are an anti-NLLer.
No.
What are your thoughts on whether or not we're going to get any special perks for those of us that spent all of our money collecting the Cool Cats moments over the course of 3 months?
Do not be spreading that hogwash. I am not anti-NLL. I'm just not in NLL. I think, hey, it is a community that has obviously shown they've been there from the early days. It has been communicated from Roham and top of house that the NNL is going to continue to be a very valuable part of the Top Shot and Dapper Labs ecosystem, and they will continue to receive benefits. We saw it with, and we'll get to the Top Shot with the Milwaukee, the opening night tip-off situation, the NNL benefits there. But I don't think it's a surprise. But I do want to also mention that I don't think that the beta for the NFL is going to be anywhere near what it was like being in beta for Top Shot. I think while Dapper Labs wants to continue to kind of reward the NNL and, and people who have high collector scores and people who fit into other kind of, populations or segments, they want to continue to kind of reward those. They've also learned their lesson, and they've heard the cry of people who weren't involved in the early days of Top Shot that it's not fair. Like, I didn't get that early opportunity, and I don't think they're going to make that mistake again. I believe what they will do is do a similar model to what they're doing with Dr. Seuss, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Dr. Seuss not only that beta is not only a testing of the technology for Dr. Seuss, but also, hey, does this model work for a larger beta rollout? And what I mean by that is, well, they did a slow rollout on who got in, and you started off with the NNL, and then you've got into other people. I'm not sure what their actually their line was, but you saw that there was a phased roll in. But also, they're only releasing commons. The things that are being collected aren't going to have substantial value, and I expect that's a similar model that they'll use for the NFL. Like, yes, if you get in, you'll probably have the first opportunity to really get some of those commons. But I also think, hey, just as Dapper Labs has shown with Top Shot, and Roham has mentioned this on Twitter, and they're really going with this, is that, hey, they're going to keep that legendary, rare, common, and standard, or so, whatever we're going to go with, as their main operating model. And so if you get a common, I think it's going to be very clear from the beginning that these truly are common, just like we've heard about for Series 3, potentially going to that 100 plus K for the moments of the commons. I think we'll also start with the NFL. Those commons that people in the early days will be very common. So for people who have the opportunity to get in, I think that's awesome. I think you're really going to enjoy it. There probably is there's definitely going to be plus EV opportunities just being in early on. But for the people who are not going to get in early on, do not sweat it. Do not be bitter. Do not get upset. Like, end of the day, you're not missing out. I highly, highly doubt they're going to ever do a legendary drop just with people in a closed early beta. Just because the negative reaction of what that would have from people outside is just not worth it for them.
Yeah, we touched on it briefly Wednesday. I think one of the things that is most exciting about this NFL product is that everyone's going to start pretty much on the same level playing field. Whereas with NBA Top Shot, there were the people that knew about it back the pre-January, February boom that were able to get a hold of the most valuable moments ahead of time. That's not going to be the case here. There's going to be no secrets about this. Everyone is going to be aware, not just the people that are in Top Shot today, but also, I assume that we're going to see a massive influx of new users, which kind of brings me to the next question that I think is a fair one. And it's, what do we expect going forward in terms of how NFL coming onto the scene is going to affect NBA Top Shot prices, right? Because on one hand, you expect to have a bunch of new users coming in for NFL. Maybe that floods over some new money into the NBA Top Shot space. On the other hand, are people going to liquidate Top Shot moments in order to participate in NFL drops and buy NFL moments? So I feel like back in the early days of OTM, we were always talking about that equation of money coming in being greater than the money that is being withdrawn, plus the fees that are going in. How do we think that we're going to net out when it comes to adding NFL, and how all of this is going to get distributed across both sports?
Yeah, no, I think there's a possibility that you may see some small micro impacts when, like, a pack drop here, a pack drop there, vice versa, just like we see some minor sell-offs before, like, a legendary one. I think, from an ecosystem wide lens, you'll still see that kind of ebb and flow. I think more importantly is the macro impact here. So when someone is getting into NBA Top Shot and you think about, okay, what's your investment thesis here? You're just doing it for fun, for the collectibles, for the experience. Awesome. Great. If you're doing it from a larger investment wise, you think about, okay, what are the factors that I care about that really impact whether or not this is a good investment? One of those is the longevity of the platform. The idea that, hey, we saw what happened with Topps from an MLB stance, and that Topps is no longer going to have baseball cards after, 50 plus years. That is a risk for if you are, if Topps was to have gotten into NFTs, we would have said, hey, do we believe that Topps is going to continue making these? Similar to NBA Top Shot, I think what this should do is from a macro, just give us more confidence in Dapper Labs. We know that Dapper Labs has been raising money like crazy. We know that they've been building out flow. And I mean, there is continued just positive signal after positive signals, but I don't think there's a positive signal as great as, they also now have this NFL relationship. So it's no longer them just being tied to one individual league. They also got La Liga. Now they've got the NFL. So from a macro, we should have more confidence in our investment that there is staying power with Dapper Labs and these major sports partnerships. That should increase our confidence in the overall prices, and I think that will drive value long-term. The second is that money in aspect. I mean, end of the day, this is going to bring in hundreds of thousands, if not millions of new users to the NFT space, and specifically, NFL fans. And yes, I think there are a lot of sports fans. A lot of people are NBA and NFL fans, but I think you'd be surprised how many people, for whatever reason, just didn't become aware of it, didn't get excited enough about it, didn't get involved in the NBA one, just because they weren't enough of an NBA fan. But now that they see the NFL, I think that's going to change. And from a games, from a utilization, from an engagement standpoint, we know that the fantasy football reigns supreme among all of the kind of fantasy sports. Obviously with TOC, I think we're going to see a ton of people who come into the NFL's version of Top Shot, learn about that and be like, oh, okay, these are cool. Now I understand what NFTs are. What others? It's an extremely easy jumping off point to them be like, oh, this company OTM has the Owners Club and it's still, football related NFTs, and I have the ability to kind of play fantasy football with it. Like, I think those are where, hey, that's one example where you go into NFL Dapper and they waterfall to TOC. I think also you waterfall into NBA Top Shot because you still are just bringing more people, more familiarity, and it's just such an easy I believe it's going to become such an easy transition for you to take your Dapper dollars, buy NFL, buy NBA, maybe even trade across platform. There's so many opportunities.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much is going on at Dapper right now. We also saw Roham hint in a tweet that sometime in Q4, they're going to start to pilot the ability to bring the Flow NFTs off of Flow and onto, say, Ethereum. So, I expect that in the semi-near future, we'll start to see the ability to sell those on OpenSea. So, yeah, I think nothing but bullish signals across the board. And I think just the macro impacts are going to far outweigh any of the micro stuff. And, yeah, we'll see some people shifting funds from NBA Top Shot over to buy their NFL moments. And are they calling them moments? Is that confirmed? I feel like I saw somewhere that.
So I have not seen anything with NFL saying that. However, I have seen previously they said that they wanted to keep the moments nomenclature, the moments branding. But again,
everyone just wants to own the moment, So
I hope so.
It makes sense.
I mean, unless you're never mind. I can't even think of the name of TikTok, and TikTok just decides to steal the moment. But
what? Yeah. Man, I wish there was something that we could have benefited from that or anything. I don't know. We just saw that. We're like, I guess that's cool. Is it cool? Actually, I'm not sure if it's cool. It was just funny. But yeah, TikTok, for those of you guys that didn't see it, TikTok had some sort of thing they were running where just in massive letters says own the moment.
It was funny.
Good stuff. All right. So, and then for anyone that has not seen this article, Ryan Reynolds from the team, shout out to Ryan, doing a lot of great content for us back in August. Wrote an article about NFL NFTs. When will they come? How can we start to prepare? Dives kind of deep into the NFT landscape at the time, but then towards the end is a little bit of what I want to get into now, Justin. It's just when NFL NFTs come, which is now. how do we kind of think about these? How do we think about some of the different position groups? How do we think about the individual players? I mean, one of my first thoughts is like, is Tom Brady going to be the equivalent of the LeBron in NFL to NBA? I'm very curious to see how the prices compare, because I feel like there's a lot more people that are on a more even playing field when you look at the NFL compared to the NBA. I feel like there's a very clear, like 2 or 3 tiers of superstars and then a drop off there. Whereas with NFL, it could go a variety of ways. And it's also like people just aren't as good for as long. There are people that are maybe still in the league that were great 4 or 5 years ago and now not so much. So how does that factor into their value? I don't know. How do we even start to think about?
All right. So we should have planned this better, but we're going to do a game on the spot now. And chat, you're going to help us out here. We're going to list. Trying to think if we go basketball to football or football to basketball. But what I'm thinking is like, who are the comps? So most valuable players on NBA Top Shot. LeBron, number 1. Steph, number 2. Let's see. Help me out here. What do we think? So I'm going to say LeBron and Steph are 1, 2. Luka, number 3.
Luka 3. I mean, we can look at, if we just look at all the commons.
Maybe go to like S1 Hollow or something. Yeah, I mean, any comp.
Yeah, Giannis.
But Giannis, I don't know. Because he has so many on the site, like there was a little, but I mean, I think long-term he's up there. We could go to that.
And then it's a lot of the rookie stuff. So will the rookie stuff hold the same value, do we think,
in
NFL as it does in NBA?
KD, definitely. I was definitely missing that one. So, yeah, I'm going to go KD 3. I'm going to go LeBron, Steph, KD, Luka. Obviously, it gets a little interesting with like a Zion rookie or whatever. But like, so let's go with those 4. Who would our comps be in the NFL for those? And I know you started off with the LeBron Brady, and I think that's probably a great comp. It needs to be someone who is still current, still getting those moments, but is going to be, already considered to, go to such a thrown about term. But like LeBron is without a doubt top 2 ever. Brady is, I don't know, probably number 1 QB ever. But like, again, I think that's a great comp. I think the Luka,
I feel like and then, I mean, I think Mahomes, definitely someone that comes to mind. It's almost more of like a Luka, maybe, where it's earlier in the career.
Mahomes has already done a lot more than Luka has. That's true. I will say that is, if anything, I'd want, like, I'm saying Giannis is Mahomes. Because Giannis already has the MVPs, has the championship. That's Mahomes. That's a better comp. Luka is someone who maybe just hasn't truly proven, but we have a lot of upside, a lot of possibility in. And let's see who that would be. And it's interesting. We're going for QBs here.
I know. Every name that is running through my head right now is a QB. I'm like, maybe Lamar Jackson is something, because people just like him and think that he's also cool, not just about being him as a player.
I like this one. I like this. Maybe Kyler, Luka's like Kyler, definitely has the upside, but hasn't. That's a good one. That's a good one, Tim. I was going to go with like someone like Christian McCaffrey or someone to try to get away from the QBs. But Christian McCaffrey. What
about Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is probably in a Is that like a Durant?
That's close to KD. But the thing is, KD's got the championship with Rodgers. That's 2. I like that. Rodgers and KD's pretty good there. CMC, I want to get like a point guard.
We don't have a Steph yet.
Maybe we need an older guy for a Chris Paul. That'd be an interesting one too.
Larry Fitzgerald.
So CMC and Steph. I like CMC and Steph. Steph obviously has the rings that CMC doesn't have. But it's also, as you said, it's so much easier in the NBA to I don't want to say win a championship, but it's easier for a superstar in the NBA to win a championship, especially win multiple, I feel like. NFL, it's a little more difficult to go, pull the KD and just go play for the best team and then make that such a better team. CMC is Trey. I think Trey's got some work to do before he becomes CMC. I mean, you think fantasy. Ooh, Tim is crushing it. CMC equals Russ. I like that because you really need someone who, like, from a fantasy wise, you think of like, this is a top 3-5 overall pick. I almost like CMC's not that old, but I do think the Chris Paul comparison is up there. I could see a similar career.
I like this one actually. Just the big, massive,
yes.
yeah.
I love that
this
one
actually. Derrick Henry and Zion. Yes, please.
Okay. Who's the Joker? Who's Jokic?
Oh yeah, Jokic.
So it's middle of the career, has an MVP, has shown himself. He's got to be very versatile. I'm thinking like a tight end, not Gronk, a tight end that could also be like a wide receiver style.
Like a Kittle?
Travis Kelce?
Kelsey, Kittle. I like the tight end comp for Jokic. I think that works nicely.
I mean,
Gronk is also an interesting one to think about. He's part of your old man strategy. Is that like your?
I almost want to go Draymond.
Dwight Howard.
Almost Draymond Green, but Draymond's not like, you need some. I mean, Gronk is arguably the best tight end of the career.
Oh yeah, Sergeant Stoker's got it. Clearly, Cordell Patterson after yesterday.
I was literally thinking that. I was like, versatile, but no. Then I wanted to come up with like, who's the gadget guy, like the sixth man that can do what CPAT did yesterday.
This is a fun game. I like this.
Yeah, right.
Glad we just came up with this on the spot.
We're gonna have to. We'll go a little deep. But
so we didn't come in any wide receivers. Like, do we think it's just tough? It'd be different. I feel like if we had like a Calvin Johnson. Like, I just feel like we don't have that. You know, Devontae Adams, sure, has been great from a fantasy perspective, but it's not like
DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill, Ja and Tyreek. They're both very, very fast.
I could see Ja and Tyreek. I like that one.
Again, Ja has a little more to prove than Tyreek, but Ja's also still pretty young. I almost like the Ja and Metcalf comp a little more. Both still very young, both with a lot of upside. Yeah, tweet this game too. I like that. Tomorrow, John Hickey. We'll put out a tweet and get people to visit. This is fun.
We'll get a tweet out there. Also, people, of course, afterwards in the comments, leave your favorite comps. Maybe we'll bring up some of them on the show next week. Yeah, we see any good ones that we like, because I like this game.
I like that. With a little more preparation, can actually come up with a little. But I mean, I think so. Here's the thing, and we initially went for the absolute best NBA players, those top 4 or so, and we pretty much only came up with QBs. And I think that's going to be a similar theme on the site. I mean, obviously, we don't know what the format is, but assuming it is like actual player based and such, I think QBs are going to be a class of their own on the platform. I think that because the name brand, the facial recognition, the longevity of the career, just the overall familiarity for QBs, I think is going to put them just on a platform above themselves. Above the rest. The next tier, I do think, is actually going to be wide receivers and throw in some elite tight ends. From a career longevity, you still see these two positions having longer careers. You've got the older guys from the tight end who kind of, I'd say, bloom a bit later in their career once they're a little more familiar. And there's not as many of them, so you have increased kind of just familiarity with those. And then I think running backs is going to be the ones where, like, hey, if you get a running back, you might be like excited because like they have that value now. But I know it's crazy we're talking about this already, but those are the ones where there's the shortest, like,
Are you talking zero RB NFL top shot strategy right now?
I'm taking zero RB. You got to think of it like a dynasty league. And at the dynasty aspect, here's the thing, like those running backs are going to be, while they're in the career, while you have CMC, while you have Derrick Henry, like Derrick Henry is going to be so valuable on the site. But in 3 years, or really 2 years, who knows, Derrick Henry is now just a run of the mill. Like they don't have that lifespan. But would you rather have the DK Metcalf, the Justin Jefferson, who at the age of 23, 22, still probably has another 7-8 years of relevance? And actually, so I'm thinking of the spot. It goes a little both ways because those wide receivers will have a lot more moments than your running backs because the running backs only have the couple years. But if you think back, like there were years that like I don't know, Sean Alexander was the number 1 or 2 running back in the league, but like, how excited would you be to get a Sean Alexander?
Yeah, I was just trying to think.
Back?
I think like when I think back of running backs, LaDainian Tomlinson's probably the one exception where I feel like his name still holds.
But you literally named
water.
the right.
That's it.
Barry
Yeah,
Sanders,
like
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, Barry Sanders.
Yeah. But like below that, like even Jamal Charles, Charles,
maybe, but even then, I don't know. It's like,
I think during that year when you got it, you'd be like, okay, this is awesome. This is the number 1 fantasy overall pick for that year. But they just don't. Yeah. Imagine if you got the Todd Gurley 3 years ago and you were like, oh, this is amazing. Todd Gurley's the best running back in the league. And now you're just like, ugh, I'll take a Cordero Patterson card.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Jamal Charles is a good one. I think you mentioned him too. Larry Johnson, shout out LJ, Penn Stater, Edgerrin James. A lot of great ones here. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and of course we'll be getting everything you guys need here at Own the Moment. Can't wait to see what kind of data we can pull together to just add to the website, because that will definitely be on our to-do list. Make sure we get you guys all the data regarding the NFL moments whenever they become available.
All right.
Anything else to close out NFL?
We're about to go into Run It Back, but before we go into Run It Back, how about Run It Back for NFL? What is the play, the one play that like you remember you need to have that Run It Back play?
Oof.
Well, you're thinking, because I already have mine.
Okay.
Beastquake. The Marshawn Lynch run up the side, playoffs, literally was so loud in the stadium that it measured as like on the Richter scale as an earthquake. Just couldn't been stopped. Stadium rumbling. I'm assuming by this time they're going to have sound for these moments as well. That Beastquake has got to be. I think I was thinking about this a little earlier. There's some amazing catches. There's the Larry Fitzgerald. Oh, I know what yours is too. Yeah, is yours
really special. It's got to be that one. I mean, that's a great. I don't know how I didn't instantly think of that. That's a great one. Oh, Nick Foles, we love you.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm thinking, I remember there was the Larry Fitzgerald. I think it was against the Steelers in the Super Bowl, catching it right at the sideline.
The Giants catch. That was a random receiver from the Giants against the Patriots. Tyreek. Wow.
Yeah, it's Tyree. But yeah,
just some nobody.
The Eli Manning.
Also some Mike Vick love. Vick would have some great moments for sure as a throwback. Randy Moss probably has some sick catches that we're just not thinking of right now.
Yeah, I see Diggs sideline. I don't think the Saints are going to win that one. Oof, that was the pass interference. Oof, buddy. Yeah.
Seattle interception on the 1 yard line.
Ooh, that's a great one. That's a good one. All the people that just dislike the Patriots.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
James Harrison. For some reason, I saw James Harrison, and then I was just thinking of the bus. Producer Coop behind the scenes. Give me some Jerome the Bus Bent. Wow, Bettis?
Yeah,
Jerome Bettis, right? For some reason, when I was saying it, I was like, wait, am I blanking on the name? Okay.
For me, Mike Allstott. A-Train.
Oh, Mikey Allstott, yeah. This is going to be so exciting. Everything about this is great.
When your shoulder pads go up to your shoulders, just it's just.
It's gonna be fun times, and there's just gonna be so much. It's gonna be so exciting. Imagine getting in line for your first NFL pack. Like how much? It's just gonna be so fun.
I'm ready. Can't come soon enough.
But you know what? We will be able to get in line for sooner than later, Justin, is the Run It Back set for NBA Top Shot coming to you sometime in October. I think that's all the information we have right now, is that it will be later this month at some point, and we know that it will be the 2005-2006 season, which has a lot of juicy players up for grabs. So if you guys have not checked it out, definitely head over to the site, check out Bach's article. He runs through some of the top Run It Back players that he wants to see. Did a really nice job here. He also just kind of recaps the season, which I think was super helpful. Talks about Miami was the champions there, the Dwyane Wade Shaq team over the Mavericks with Dirk. So just kind of, and then the Kobe 81-point game was a part of this season. So Bach did a nice job of summarizing this up, because as someone who doesn't specifically remember NBA seasons, it was like, I definitely like that Kobe 81-point game. Everyone remembers that happening. And then we talked through, I guess the most interesting take that Bach has here, and I don't I don't think I disagree with it, is that he does not expect there to be any Kobe moments coming out as a part of this set. Do you agree with that take? I think that's a good leading off point.
So he and I went back and forth on this. And even though that was his conclusion, he still was a little optimistic or hopeful optimistic, I would say. I'd say critical or pessimistic me. I don't think it's going to happen. And here are a couple of the reasons. So first off, they're labeling this the Dwyane Wade, like he was the showcase, he was the feature. I don't think it'd be the best look to kind of start with the Dwyane Wade and then kind of sneak in a Kobe. It kind of takes away from Dwyane Wade's shine and such. And I think if they knew it was going to be Kobe, they would have either, made that the big reveal to begin with, kind of go with that. That's one. Two, in order to get Kobe, you'd have to have actual permission from like the Kobe, what's it called? The Kobe estate, I guess, the Kobe Bryant estate. As far as I know, they have not granted any kind of commercial rights or access yet. If anybody was to have that ability, obviously the NBA Players Association, the NBA, like they have that access. They seem like they'd be able to. But if you're the Kobe Bryant estate, like, I don't know, does it make sense that you would release that access, get that first Wnba to Top Shot as part of something else, and then it has to happen on a timeline? And then also, is that something that Dapper Labs and the NBA really even want to press on? Like, do you even want to go to her and try to get that permission? Like, it's still soon. I just don't see that, and I think that's tough. And I don't know. Like, I think eventually there will be a time we get a Dwyane Wade. We get a Kobe moment. But I don't think it's just going to be snuck in like under the, a little side of desk under the table aspect.
Yeah.
But I wish.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I'm sure everyone wishes. And I hope and think that we will get some Kobe moments eventually. There'll be plenty of opportunities for that. Some of the other highlights, you mentioned Dwyane Wade. Obviously, he's kind of the face of this, it seems. So it's already been a dead giveaway that he'll be involved. We've got Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. Definitely expect some of his moments to be involved there. My guy, AI, Allen Iverson. We will not get the Tyronn Lue step over moment as a part of this season, but we can get plenty of other AI moments. So pretty pumped for him. And then I would say that's kind of the big three there. Wade, Shaq, AI. Then I think it's kind of a tier down. You get people like Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Grant Hill, Ben Wallace, Chris Webber. So, yeah, I think that kind of makes sense from a tier. And these are the people that would potentially get their first moments. Then we've also got the Steve Nash, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett.
Chris Paul rookie. Chris Paul rookie of the year.
Ooh, Chris Paul rookie one. Yes. There you go. Is that the one you're most pumped for?
Oh, I think so.
Mine would be Iverson. That makes sense for you.
But yeah, I think Bachman forgot to log into his burner, commenting a great post on his own post. Get out of here, Bach.
But yeah, definitely check out the article. And then, Bach also lists a bunch of other debuts he's hoped to see, half of which I don't know who they are. So that's good.
That's because they all probably went to Ohio State.
Yeah. I'm being somewhat facetious. Elton Brand, look at that. Anytime you can get Antoine Jameson. Wow, wasn't he like a Duke superstar turned Antoine Jameson?
He was on the Cavs for a while.
Wasn't he like a college
Wizards.
superstar and then was just kind of okay? Man, hopefully I'm not way off on that take, but it's possible. Richard Jefferson, my God, he was still playing like a year ago.
He played, you were close, UNC.
Same thing. Although both of those sides would argue tremendously against that. But from my perspective, Duke, UNC, Wake Forest, it's all the same. But yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on any more details we get as we get closer to run it back. But I think this is going to be a pretty awesome pack, and it'll be, since we joined, right, the first time that we're in line for these run it back packs.
Yeah. And the other thing that my thought previously was that when they do these historical sets, they were also going to do some historical commons as well. The run it backs were going to kind of continue to be their premier rare set. But I was also expecting, and still kind of am, that they're also going to do some historical sets that are commons that give more accessibility. This also makes it easier to get those full team sets. But we haven't really heard much about that. So maybe it's just been deprioritized. I still believe it will happen. But that's another thing just to kind of keep an eye out on. But I don't think it's going to be, this run it back set. I think they're sticking with just the rare. They're sticking with the normal model.
So we've got 2.5 weeks till the NBA season starts. October 19th is the first game. We actually have something to touch on that too, because Top Shot's sending 38 collectors to the Milwaukee Brooklyn Nets opening game, which is pretty cool. I want to touch on that in a second, but more of my point was trying to be like, what are we expecting the timeline to be here, right? Because the season starts on the 19th, but you can't have moments until we're probably a couple weeks into the season. Like, how long do we think it takes between opening day and the first Series 3 pack drop? And then to me, it's kind of like maybe run it back is the same week as opening week of NBA. All that excitement happens. And then 2 weeks after that, we get our first Series 3 drop. It'll be interesting, but definitely things are going to start ramping up big time in the next, say, 4 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at the playoffs, because in the playoffs, it was really only a week or so later.
Turned around pretty quick.
Right. That you started seeing those moments out there. I'd say no more than 2 weeks, probably about a week and change. So we know that they can do it quickly. It just shows how close the connection is and the partnership, the alignment between the NBA.
I think they can definitely do it. To me, it's more about, okay, do we want to pigeonhole ourselves to, well, we know we're taking all these moments just from the first 2 weeks of games. Well, do they want more time to be able to pick from a larger?
You do the season tip offset. I think that's the play. Is you do a season tip offset, and whether you make it a common set or not, I think you make it a common season tip offset. And it's all just from their first game. And now you get a week, 2 weeks probably to, hey, find whatever players you want and make it from that first game. And be interesting to see, because the rookies aspect, are you going to have, more of the 4 badge rookies with their first play? And so you need to be, not their first play, their first game. So that doesn't have to come out in that season tip off, but eventually they'll probably still be using the moments from those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be exciting times. And then, like I touched on briefly, but do want to talk a little bit more about Top Shot sent out an email earlier today, sending 38 people to the opening game, sitting in the Top Shot box. And, we saw a brief taste of this over the offseason in Vegas with the Summer League. I think it could be crazy this season with the level of Top Shot in-arena presence that we're going to see. I think it's going to just continue to take off, and I'm super curious to see what it looks like. I would love to win an opportunity to get to go to a game or something like that. Obviously, the chances are going to be super slim just because of so many people out there. But I think it's a fun, easy win for Top Shot. And, yeah, I'm curious to see, logistically, how often will they be able to do something like this? How much time does it take them to get a Top Shot box up and running in a given arena, or is it something that's pretty turnkey? But what are you expecting this season in terms of the more in-arena presence from Top Shot?
To your last question, I think it's just, hey, you rent a suite and you get a suite for that situation. I think if you look at the email, though, it's far more than just a suite. If you're making that trip, you're getting all these other exclusive opportunities as well, if you want to pull it up. But I actually skimmed through it, dinner, meet and greet, whatever it is. So it's far more than just a, hey, come watch the game. It's the experience, and I think it's awesome. Agreed that from a utility aspect, I've liked that they found a lot of unique ways to kind of, so it's not just a complete random. It's not just a collector score. It's not just owning X amount of those teams or that team's moments. There's a lot of different ways to, qualify. And end of the day, the larger your collection, the more targeted it is to that team, the better. And so I like that aspect. But overall, I think for next year, this upcoming year, the in-person is going to be, it's going to be core. It's going to be a core element as people start going more into games. What we were talking about for last year, or at least, hey, we expected it to happen for this upcoming one, is an all-star weekend. I think All-Star Weekend is going to have a major NBA Top Shot presence, maybe an NBA Top Shot party. they're obviously going to do some stuff where, hey, you have an opportunity to win a trip in. But I would love to see as well, okay, maybe I didn't win a trip, but it's in my city. And I have, because of my collection, I can at least access a party or something that gives a bit more of a, horizontal utility, real experience. Call it the NBA Top Shot Jam or whatever. I don't know. And bring in the all-stars that are active on the platform and such. But now you're giving that kind of experience to people on the platform. That's not just the, hey, the lottery ticket of the 38, but even just the being able to go to the games and doing the in-arena box, not the box like a suite or anything, but what we saw at the at the summer league games and stuff, and minting the moments and that experience should be really fun.
Love it. And we do have the next WNBA pack drop happening on Thursday. So Thursday, 2:00 Eastern time. I saw someone in chat mention it and just looked it up, and that is the case. See it on the website. So
yeah.
Thursday, WNBA pack drop number 2.
$9 commons, I think. Yep.
Yeah, $9 commons, 3 moments. I know that we've got a WNBA pack to rip open here tonight. I know that we're going to bring Producer Coop onto the screen here, walk through some of the birthday bash giveaways. We talked about Top Shot hosting some events. We're going to be hosting a little bit of an event of our own. So why don't we let's go ahead and bring Producer Coop onto the screen here and churn through the final segments of the show. Producer Coop, welcome to the stream. Did we just hit the same? Did we hit at the same time?
Yeah, I never quite know if you're gonna hit the button to bring me on screen. If you expect me to hit the button,
we both waited until the exact moment and then hit the button at the same time.
Very nicely done between the two of us, I would say. Telepathic waves are on the same wavelength.
Love it.
I did have to hit on my man Jay Miner, just absolutely dogging my Steelers in the chat earlier today. I did see that, and then I saw someone else with the James Harrison 99-yard interception return. If you want the Larry Fitzgerald, just note that they did lose the Super Bowl that year. So go Steelers.
Well, was that the Santonio Holmes game as well?
Yeah, Santonio Holmes.
You had both those catches, and it was I remember that was crazy.
But yeah, I mean Larry Fitzgerald's was insane too.
It was a better catch.
The whole 3 minutes in that game. If you could just get that whole 3 minutes in a moment, please, thanks. So some good ones. I thought another good thing, like I saw someone else reference this. I can't remember exactly who it was. Might have been Perlini's Jamie, actually. So if I'm giving credit incorrectly, I apologize. But I think he was asking for, for NBA, we got the run it back set, but for NFL, like there's so many more historical moments that could be really cool. So I wonder if they do something different for owning historical moments. I wonder if there's more available, or maybe they're more common or something like that. But I think that would be interesting, just knowing that you're going to want the stars from an NFL perspective, and then you guys sit on QBs. So that could be interesting.
How long has the NBA been around? 75 years. Okay. And then NFL, obviously not as long. I want to say I'm guessing 55 or so, because I'm thinking Super Bowls, but obviously you had the leagues before that. But I think for both, you've got the historical aspect. I guess cameras and quality of moment probably comes into play.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that, but that's definitely true.
Because I was just thinking, when we think about the run it back, they haven't gone that far back. I'm sure you don't want just this grainy, and who knows aspects of how difficult it would be. But yeah, no, it should be cool. Be cool.
Yeah, and I think Top Shot. Just one comment on the sending people to the opening game. Top Shot, it's going to get wild, I think, in season 3. I mean, they could do just so many different things. Rohan's tweeting about just thinking about old tweets about the QR codes and getting moments at games. And, they've already kind of done that or proven that with the summer league with fandom. It could just get pretty wild for Top Shot this next season. And I'm pumped to see all of the new stuff that they're going to do, because I'm sure they're not going to just roll out the same old product. I'm sure they've got a ton of stuff up their sleeve, so it should be pretty fun.
Yeah, and for accuracy, James Houghton. NFL started in 1920, and that's where we just had that 100-year anniversary. I remember, but I think there's been 52 or so Super Bowls, and that was when there was actually a championship. But yeah, lots of history obviously there. So we shall see.
I see David Lee asking about OTM swag bags. David, those did go out, so got those out finally fulfilled. So let me shoot me a DM if you're not seeing that. So I'll make sure that that's the case. But yeah, OTM swag bags did go out, so appreciate those. That
You're gonna be rocking
that
a
have
fresh
got it.
OTM hat like this.
Actually,
I don't know if we sent the hats in the swag bag. Sorry, I don't know if we did. I just
I
have a hat though.
Yeah, we can't get them printed fast enough.
Yeah.
So that's been a supply chain issue for the hats, but it does include a drawstring bag, the shirts, 2 koozies, some stickers. Yeah, I think it's still pretty decent.
Brutal. As soon as I started showing that, I was like, oh no, I forgot we have a limited supply of the hats.
Hats are coming in. Hats are coming in. Apparently, the black trucker hat is quite famously made famous by us, so now nobody else can get them.
We've cornered the market.
Maybe we'll bring a couple.
We want to share a little.
Speaking of, look at that transition.
Little get together that we're going to be having here. So the Own the Moment crew, myself, Justin, producer Coop, Bach, we're going to be in New York City from November 1st to November 4th for the NFT NYC conference. Justin, our very own, is going to be presenting on one of the days. I don't think we know exactly when yet, but we're going to be around that Monday night. We're going to host a little Monday Night Football type party. We're going to be at the Tap House 33. Justin, I'll kick it over to you for more of the details. Pump it up.
Yeah. So first off, and for those who aren't familiar, NFT NYC is kind of the predominant, like the large NFT conference of the year. I think there's going to probably be around 1,500, 2,000 people there at the conference, and then probably a lot more that are coming, even if not going to the conference, but just to kind of be around the events and going on. Something we've had our eye on for a while, and we wanted an opportunity to kind of, hey, get that OTM, also the kind of the Owners Club, the TOC meetup aspects, bring everyone out together. And I think what'll be great here is, hey, there's a Monday Night Football game that night as well. I believe it's even the Giants playing, so should be a fun atmosphere. There is a larger party hosted by the event that's going on afterwards, and I think it starts around like 9 or 10, like it's a later night one. So this kind of becomes a bit of a kind of pregame, a hangout, and before that one, or if people just want to kind of stay and watch the game, awesome there. The place is pretty cool. So if anyone's, you can do a quick Google, Tap House 33, but it's one of those places where all around the walls are just all different taps, and you just get a card and you go through and say like, hey, I want to try this beer, and you can try as much as you want. You pull the own tap. We'll obviously providing a bunch of food and stuff. And we might have a sponsor for this. We may have some additional fun, but definitely going to make it as much as fun as we can as an OTM TOC, just kind of a hangout meetup. Come hang out.
Yeah, so we'll have more details coming out, but we'll have more details basically about if you're in the New York area for that week and want to come hang out with us that Monday night. We'll see you guys there. It's gonna be a good time.
Nice. We'll bring some koozies.
Love it. All right, producer Coop. Should we? Oh wait, actually, I have this slide, don't I?
I was gonna say, I hope you have the
happy
slide.
birthdays. Tee up the happy birthdays. I have all the names.
Okay,
but if somebody wants to tee them up,
yeah. So, pretty cool thing that happened this past week. I think we're allowed to give a little bit behind the scenes now that it's all come to fruition. But mad shout out to El Dumbo, Luke from the one of the community reps for Top Shot. I think he was kind of the muscle, the brains and the muscles behind this. But it was about a year since the open kind of debut of Top Shot, and so they wanted to kind of make a bit of a party around it. And so he worked with a lot of the content creators to say, just, hey, we have a bunch of packs. A lot of them are kind of playoff packs. A lot of them are kind of a variety of compacts that they wanted to give out to the community and do it through content creators, people who, just have a bit of a kind of, a following, hey, giving those out. And he was very just encouraging, open, and just like, hey, find a fun way to give these out to your community. And so we thought about it, and what we decided to really go with is like, hey, in honor of birthday, like I wanted to know, who do you think? Who would you like to gift this to? So we've done a lot of the, random drawings. We've done some gifts and stuff, but I wanted to give everyone else the opportunity. Who would you gift this to, and give us a little reason why? And so we had ended up around 600 people that gave some amazing stories. And we didn't really even say how we were going to choose them, but at the end of the day, there were just so many great stories that I felt bad actually choosing any of them. So we just did a random behind the scenes. We had to submit that to Top Shot by earlier today. So unfortunately, we couldn't do that live. I think that would have been fun. But instead, so we just did the random. And what we'll do now is we can announce who those 20 people that we selected were and who they said that they'd want to gift a pack to. And so all 40 of those people will receive a pack. And then we also had another 10 packs that we just did a random giveaway in the Discord, an OTM Discord for. So on the left-hand side, if you are on the right-hand side and you see your name, you should now send a thank you card to the people on the left-hand side, because the left-hand side are the ones who are responsible for you getting a pack. So big congratulations. I saw a couple familiar names on here. Definitely a lot of new names as well. If you're in the chat, you see this, give us a holler. Congratulations, Silsby. I'm sorry, Jonathan. No, you did not see your name this time. No, I think it's just an awesome thing that Top Shot, and hey, props to Wnba for really putting it together. And then for the 10 people who won from the OTM Discord, those are in the announcements. We posted those as well.
Yeah, congrats everyone. And if you're listening to the audio version of this, you're probably going to want to check out the YouTube video and see if your name is on the list. I'm not sure what
good
else.
Time to check out the YouTube video.
What else? Yes. check us out. Own the Moment on youtube.com.
How quickly can I auctioneer through all 40, right?
Yeah.
Not fast enough.
You already calculated stage mark. All right.
The Herzig bot just spits them out in a perfect cadence. But yeah, congrats to the winners.
Sorry. The one thing I do is definitely not pronunciations correctly.
That
would have been a disaster.
That is the one piece of code is still missing from the bot.
The poor man called the NLL the NNL about 15 times in the beginning of the show, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. If Bach was only here, we'd be getting behind the scenes pings.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. It's the NLP actually that is a challenge. The natural language processing in the servers that are really just do not function well.
Oh, too good.
Alrighty, let's close out the show by ripping open some packs here. I know Justin's got a WNBA pack. I think Coop's got a pack or two he's been holding on to, and then we'll spin the wheel and get out of here.
All right.
Yeah, cool. For sure. Justin, you going?
Yeah, I'll go. Hey, Coop, have you been monitoring the chat? Are we doing any giveaways today?
No, we never do any giveaways on this show.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Good.
Chat, do not type your name in. The end of the show is always just like, oh yeah, we're doing giveaways, and then chat's just like, can't possibly
fire, absolute fire. All right, WNBA, run it back. Here we are.
Let's go.
We ready?
Yes.
All right, we'll start with the music. I like the music, and then you can kind of go a little silent or a little quiet.
Ain't no film, nothing got real, baby. They feelin' me. I was in the field, baby. Life got real crazy. Almost couldn't deal crazy. Never ever will I let you haters get the best of me.
All right, that's solid. Yeah. So we got that there. We got 1, 2, and 4. Coop from in front of the scenes.
Give me number one. Give me a number one. Right down the line.
Number
one.
One.
For that number one spot.
TJ, you pulling OTM NFT up. Let me know what kind of value I'm getting here. I'm still trying to learn my WNBA players. 9494. What a solid serial. Gosh, look at that. Sabrina Ionescu. 9494. I'm sure she was probably born in 1994. Can we get a check on that, chat, please? Thank you. That'd be great.
$39, low ask. That seems pretty decent.
It's not bad.
Nice.
It's not bad. What year was she born? Anybody got that for us?
Why don't we have date of birth information on the OTM website? God.
Seriously. 97. Okay, I was close. She's a youngin. All right. Here we go. Number 2. 8683. Chelsea Gray. All right. Actually, yeah, we're going to watch these highlights.
I was going to say, yeah, we should check it out.
Yeah.
Chelsea Gray, low ask, $15.
Okay. Ooh, look at that. That's a little
rain. Catch and release.
That was an NBA length 3. Look at that. Oof.
That was nice.
I like it. All right, let's watch this Chelsea Gray. Little jump shot. Those are some good handles too. That could have been handles as well. Also, the most fun WNBA game to go to in Las Vegas. Las Vegas Aces. Highly recommend if somebody needs a break from the casinos or the clubs or the pools, head over to an Aces game. This is not a paid promotion. Okay. Number 4. 13-18. Sylvia Fowles. Got a Minnesota Lynx in a blowout game. Is it blurry? Is she just so fast that it was blurred? That was impressive. Oh, in a block.
All right, Sylvia. $17 low ask. Some solid moments here.
Ready for this one?
Here we
They
go.
said it's Sylvia Fowles, but in reality, it should be Sylvia doesn't foul because that was a block.
Wow. Look at that.
All the dad jokes too.
Oh,
Nice.
Good one. All right, here we go. Are you ready? What are we going for, Lisa Leslie?
Yeah, I mean, Lisa Leslie is definitely the number one option that we're looking for here.
Maybe some Brittany. All right, here we go. San Antonio Silver Stars, rare 479. Becky Hammond. Oh, I know a little about Becky Hammond. We've
All right, Becky.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's a sick shot.
that is. We reached out to Becky Hammond to try to get her on the show, but I haven't got a response yet. But
Becky, if you're out there watching, we'd love to have you on the show.
yeah. Well, I mean, you guys know Becky Hammond's story, or?
No.
All right, so she is I think she was the first assistant women's coach for the NBA. She's been under Popovich for a while, and I think she's still with the Spurs. And a few different times, basically, whenever there ends up being like a head coaching vacancy, she at least like gets an interview for it for the past couple of years. So I think it's highly likely that when we see the first woman NBA coach, it'll probably be her. And I think in the next probably maybe 5 years, we'll see. It'll be interesting.
You really do learn something every day just listening to the Herzig bot talk. The guy has just the vast amount of knowledge that he has about the most random things is amazing. Love it.
I don't think that's random. I think it's noteworthy. I think it's really cool what she's done. And I mean, Popovich always raves about her. And yeah, no, not even friend zone, Andrew. Just
respect.
Just silence. I don't know.
Just
I'm still
ignore
trying.
it.
I think she'd be an amazing guest, and was hoping to get it before the season starts. But I think it's probably a little less likely.
All right, Coop. You've been sitting on some packs.
We got to do something.
Oh yeah, what are you going to give away?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
And then we'll spin the wheel all at once.
All right. I got to do the Sylvia Fowles after that joke. It's just whoever wins it, they'll really hold that one close to heart.
They'll remember that joke forever.
Yeah, exactly. All
right. So the first person when we spin the wheel will get Sylvia Fowles.
I guess I should have checked. How much is that Sylvia Fowles worth?
It's like $17.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Which is pretty solid for a giveaway.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can.
All right. On producer Coop's slow computer, we're going to open a pack.
Yeah, we might not be able to watch all the moments on my computer, but it is what it is. All right, what should we open here? I honestly have no idea. I mean, is Hustle and Show drop 2 any good? This is one that was just like I think I messed up the drop on this or something like that, and sent them I had like a messed up drop, and they just randomly emailed me like, hey, your Hustle and Show is ready to be purchased now. Like six months later or whatever.
The music on that one is fire. I remember that.
Music's good.
Hustle and Show is solid.
Yeah.
I got all the way back to base pre-order 24 and then base 32. all the base packs.
Pre-order set is hilarious.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping that forever, man.
There you go. That's probably actually release 24 is pretty good.
So playoffs or drop 2 probably, right?
Let's do playoffs.
Paulie wants the pre-order, just so you know. All right, playoffs. All right, we'll do that.
Here we go.
As he's muted, there we go.
Am I still muted?
All right, you can mute it.
Love it.
It's good. Okay. You
1, 2, 3.
didn't steer me wrong with number one. I'm going to start you with number one as well.
All right, let's do it. 3370. Norman Powell. I think I have one of these.
All right.
Well, Norman.
Yeah, not too bad. He, I mean, he had a couple big games. I remember early playoffs. I guess it might have been first round. Yeah.
Yeah, first round, right?
Oh, this year. Yeah. There it is.
2031. DeLon Wright.
Oh, okay. There you go, D.
Pistons.
Yeah, we gifted him last week. Last week or the week before, but I ripped that, I think, same moment, and then we did a gift of that one.
I like the Pistons.
Our
Shout out to our guys, our friends over at I Got It. I like the Pistons.
Yeah, definitely.
Up and coming. Judge tells me that they're going to be a pretty fun team to watch this year.
There we
Yeah,
go.
you got a lot of young talent. Ooh, little
Carl
cat.
Anthony.
Cat?
There you go. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
What are you
Solid
thinking?
cat.
I need all the help I can get in Top Shot these days. So I'll keep the low cereals. I'll gift the cat.
Nice. That's a good one. Like it.
All right.
All right, we're running late. Let's spin that
Spin
wheel.
the
Let's
wheel.
give some away.
Got two winners here. Sylvia and Kat.
Fouls.
And we'll get on out of here.
All right.
All right, bear with me.
We're good. We'll be back, as always, on Wednesday night for the strategy show. Myself, Justin, Bach. Justin gets to yell at Bach for not picking Kansas City as a quarterback option last week after they went off and scored 40 points.
And he went
So
with
that'll be
Tampa. Oof. His complaint is that he didn't know there was a monsoon, but the monsoon didn't impact Patrick Mahomes throwing for 5 touchdowns, so it didn't matter. He wasn't outscoring Kansas City. I think I got myself some kind of steak or sushi dinner or something out of that bet, right?
Yeah, Bach's definitely getting dunked on after this for sure.
I mean, he also has the LA Thunder
Bach
horses
loses
right
all of
now,
his
but-
raise for that dinner that he has to owe you now. He lost all every bit of his raise and then some. Unbelievable.
We'll let him
All going to
expense it.
dinner.
All right.
Start with Sylvia Fowles. Okay, I said it. Let's start with Sylvia Fowles.
Yep.
All right. Best of luck.
All right. I swear it's spinning. We just can't tell. Slowing. James?
Ooh, Strictly.
Sports.
Oh,
Congratulations, Strictly.
A regular.
That was a regular. Definitely.
Strictly Sports is on a little bit of a Sergeant Stogie-esque run here for winning giveaways, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he's on a little bit of a Stogie-esque run.
Nice. Okay. This time.
All right, here we go.
For the cat.
For the cat.
Carl Anthony Towns. Here we go. I swear.
Bikes?
it's
So
spinning.
bad.
Vikes.
Okay.
It's so funny because I
Vikes.
can see it on my screen,
Two
of
Rex.
course.
You're
I
right,
can't
yeah,
see
we have no idea.
anything. Vikes fan, another regular.
There you go. 2 Regis. I like it.
Love it.
Congratulations, both of you. You guys know the drill. Hit us up with a DM, and we'll gift that to you in a week or so.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We're going to get on out of here. We'll be, like I said, coming back on Wednesday. We'll also be letting you know the TOC giveaways for the week and all of that good stuff. A couple other announcements coming down the pipeline with regards to the Owners Cup as well. So on behalf of Justin, on behalf of producer Coop, I'm TJ Lasig. We'll see you guys next time.